Hello there. Welcome once again to Yahusha's Call with yours truly, Myra Waiters. Let's get right into the word today. We're going to be talking about, I don't know, I think it's kind of an odd name or title, but it's going to really explain some things to you, I believe. With the blessings of the Ruach HaKodesh, we're going to be all right. And the name of this teaching today or insight message today is Unrecognized Blessings. Unrecognized blessings. Now, you would think blessings are easily seen or observed, but no, not necessarily. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So get your Bibles, get your pens and your paper, and let's go into the Word of the Most High, and let's learn about how we can misinterpret or not recognize blessings. All right, this message really came to me to help those who are maybe going through some things that don't seem to be fitting to be a blessing, or you don't know how they're going to turn out, or that's not what you thought you asked for, what you got. So we want to talk about that. So many a blessing has been turned down. I want you to know that, because we just didn't recognize it as such. And we're going to put a stop to that, okay? We don't want to miss no blessings. So many a blessings have been turned down because we just didn't recognize it as such. We're going to put a stop to that. Some of the heroes of faith and their determination to wait on the blessing, no matter what, should infiltrate our spirits today. All right? Let's learn from them. And I love it because in Genesis 26:4, it says, "And said unto me, Behold, I will make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession." These are the words of the Most High to our grandfather Abraham. Now, we know about the many messages that have explained that he never with his own eyes saw this particular blessing, but he saw them through the eyes of his faith. And that's why he was a friend of Yahuah. Now, we can go down the list of patriarchs. We all know that they operated in the realm of faith. They operated in the simple word of Yah to them, and that held them fast. Abraham was accompanied by Jacob and Joseph and Moses. But listen to this, almost say, the blessing didn't come wrapped or presented as they thought maybe it should be, but they accepted it because it was the word of Yah. Whatever he said, they in faith believed unwaveringly. Oh, they got a little heavy sometimes, but they believed his word. Now listen to this. How about you and I? Has this happened to you? The blessing didn't come wrapped or presented as you thought it should be? Well, what we haven't known before is that trust, T-R-U-S-T, underline that. Trust in Abba-Yahuah sees the blessing in spite of what it looks like in our day-to-day situation. It sees the blessing through the eyes of faith. Many missed the Messiah's visitation because he didn't come in the form and likeness that they thought he should come. They want him to come as a conquering hero, king. Put down these Romans, tear them to pieces. Set up your kingdom so we can have a good old time back the way we used to under King David, you know. See, trust is seeing the blessing no matter their initial form. It is recognizing and understanding that Abba-Yahuah often structures our blessings through discipline and trial or fire. Because he's working something more out than just giving you the desire of your heart, which he doesn't mind doing. He said, I'll give you the desires of your heart. But you got to get that heart right. That's that mind. See, if your mind is not right, then what you're asking for is not according to the will of the Most High. So he has to get you in the position to receive the blessing. Sometimes blessings go to your head. I've known people. Bought a new car, hadn't had a car most time you knew them. And they get up in testimony, oh, pray for me a car. I need a car. Get a car, don't want to pick you up for service. You better not eat in there. It's like it becomes their God. And then we want to know, we want to jump into our blessings like before we're ready to receive them, know what to do with them. We're going to talk more on that. Each one's work in 1 Corinthians 3:13, each man's work will become manifest, for the day will disclose it. It will come to pass. It's the day that's going to disclose it to you. It's going to be a time for it, because it will be revealed. Oh, I know you don't want to hear this. By fire. Maybe I better stop and think about what I'm asking for. I think you should be sober-minded when you're praying, and you should pray according to the will of Yahuwah. Because what you're going to ask for is going to be tested. It's like the car. To me, I'm looking at it from the outside. It was a miserable fail. But I'm sure y'all took that situation, and I'm sure made that person start understanding that they should be a blessing to others the way they were not being at first. But let's move on. It says that so he's going to test you, revealed by fire, and the fire will test what sort of work each one has done. Now he's talking about your works. Your works will be tested, whatever you bring to the table. Here you are, Messiah. Here you are, Yahuwah. There you go. Well, you know what? You're going to hold it over the flame. You're going to hold your work right over the flame. Every time you bring him something, he's going to hold it over the flame. Whee! Because he want to see and you to know what kind of junk one like you to put in front of him. So you can do better next time. And then the same thing happened to Cain and Abel. Abel's sacrifice was received. But Cain's was not received. It burned. Yahuwah would not accept his vegetables and fruit. He didn't accept it. And Cain got angry. So just because you give Yah something, I mean he got to accept it. People just throwing anything at him nowadays. They're throwing a rotten song, a forgetful mind. They're throwing anything. Here, take this. It's like giving him spotted and damaged goods. Whatever comes top of my head, I'll do for you. If it ain't, I'm in the mood, I'm not doing nothing for you. I mean, just anything. So yeah, you're going to have to try it over the fire. Wouldn't you want him to do that? Because you want to please him, right? That's it. That's what it's about. So let's look at 1 Peter 1:7. So that the tested genuineness of your faith. See, that's what Cain's problem was. He didn't give his sacrifice in faith. See, there was a promise that Yah was going to bring everything all right. And that though his heel was going to be bruised, that old devil's head was going to be bruised. He was going to bring victory through the woman, that she was going to birth the Messiah, and he was going to come and triumph. Now, that should have been in the heart of the patriarchs all the way down, and it was in those of faith. They knew that they had purpose. There was a purpose that they were just being used to get Yah's purpose out there. And they were grateful for it, to be a part of that process. They had the right heart. So Cain didn't have that kind of heart. He was probably doing like a lot of folks. What can I get for what I give? You know, I'm giving the seed. Where my money? Yeah. I got faith that I'm going to get some money from this seed. Well, you're not going to get no money from your seed. See, Yah says, I'm going to hold that seed over some fire. If it's, you see? Let's go on. So, the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold to Yah. You see that? That perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Yahusha Mashiach. You see, it's the kingdom that's important here. Not the stuff you want. Not the stuff I want. But the things he wants. And when we are tuned into the Messiah, we are tuned into the will of Yahuwah. Oh my! He said these things will be added to you. That stuff, it just comes on the back train. You don't even worry about it. It's a caboose. It's not the true blessing. It just shows a blessing that's going on that's much deeper than stuff in the not even the human heart, in the new heart, the new mind. The mind of Yahusha. You're being transformed, from your old mind to the mind of Yahusha. And you will want the things Yahusha wants. It doesn't look like a blessing. You ever sing that? It don't look like a blessing to me. And I've had people tell me that. Especially when I had this rotten supervisor. She was so mean and just ugly acting all the time. And she used to frustrate me so much. And I'd make it be known to my coworker. And one of my coworkers told me this: that woman is your blessing. I said, I don't see no blessing in that. Because, see, I was looking at it from the carnal angle. If that's a blessing, no, I shouldn't have said it. I'd hate to see her messing. Just downright scoundrel. But she actually ended up being just that. Because if it wasn't for her, I would have took an early retirement that I didn't think I really could afford. Took it anyway, leaned on Yahusha. I've been retired for many years, and I made more on my checks retired than I did when I was working, and I can go out now and free to do the work of Yahuwah. Tell me about it. Won't he do it? Tell me about it. He's awesome. That woman ended up being my blessing. Y'all wanted me out of there, and I was going to renege. But after being with her, I got to get out of here. Oh, hey, it's gonna be me get tried with fire. I'll never forget it. I tell you, since I retired, I've been to Africa twice. I've been to Yisrael. I've been to London. After I retired, yeah, it's awesome. It's not the paycheck that blesses us. It's the giver of the paycheck, Yahuwah. And he can give a paycheck or any other way he want to bless you. He's opened the floodgates, and he'll pour you out a blessing. You won't have room enough to receive it, he said. But he's going to try you first. You're going to get tried. Because you can get blessings, and blessings can kill you if you don't know how to handle them. So let's go on. So, okay, it doesn't look or feel like a blessing. So often we discard the situation. Throw it away, okay? Because this can't be my blessing. And why? Because we are not trusting the Father to make all things work together for our good. That's why. Simple word, deep trust. Romans 8:28. And we know that those who love Yah, all things work together for good. For those who are called according to his purpose, not self-purpose, his purpose. Selfish folk. What does a blessing do with a selfish person? Choke them away from the things of Yah. Talks about that. The seed that the weeds grew up and choked, the cares of this life choked you up. I don't want to be like the world. They value cars and houses and positions. Personalities. That means nothing. Absolutely zero to me. It should be nothing to you. What should matter to you and I is simply Are we pleasing the Father? That's it. You work on that one thing, and you'll find he'll start working on your selfishness. See, and he'll start peeling off that fluff, so you can become like his son, Yahusha. The goal of faith is to learn through trial. Did you know that? People mention the faith all the time. The only time they mention trial is say, okay, you can't afford to give me $1,000 donation, so, suffer it to be so you can be blessed. That's not what he's talking about here. No. Man does not set up the statute or precipice for your faith. Only Yah does. According to his word, that's what we move in. A person, I don't pay them too much really no attention, to be honest, unless they're moving in the spirit. Unless they got some facts I can glean something good from. Other than that, what use is somebody sitting up what your faith should look like? Only Yah knows what he wants our faith to look like. He is the author and finisher of it. Let's go on. So he says, so the goal of faith is to learn through fire, to place our trust in Yah, not the material manifestation alone. For material manifestations come only as a result of faith. Let's go to Matthew 21:21. And Yahusha said to them, truly I say unto you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what has been done to the fig tree, but even if you say to this mountain, be taken up and thrown into the sea, it'll happen, he said. Yes, he said it, and he meant it. Again, we're talking about his people with a born again, renewed mind that knows the will of the Father when they pray, or be willing to be corrected. You can say to the mountain, whatever, if it's a land mass or a mountain of some type in your life, either one, either the other, both inclusively, it will be moved. Sickness will be moved. Did you know that? Believe. Hey, I'm going to believe. If I get sick, I'm going to still believe for my healing. All right. Well, they say, well, she passed on. Well, she believed till the end. Because don't stop believing. Because after there is no end in Yahuwah's people, because what's going to happen is we're just going to move from one realm to the other. For to be absent from this body is to be present with Yahusha HaMashiach. I don't worry about it either way. I'm going to ask for what I feel life he wants me to have. I'm going to ask for life. Unless he speaks and tells me, say, no, I want you to come home. I'm going to say, forget life. I'm not this life on this earth. I'm ready to be with you. That's where I like to be. Paul said like this, I'm betwixt the two. To stay here with you, knowing the wolves and foxes are coming to destroy the work, try to destroy you, or be with my Father, which is really my desire. And he went on to be with his Father. Don't get all bent out of shape over no stuff anyhow. It's just stuff. Don't be looking at the Joneses. You don't know what in the world going on over there. Look to him. He'll give you the desire you should have. And then when you desire it, he's going to give it to you. I don't know but better. I can't imagine anything better than that. I smile a lot because that's just how I am. I am not making fun. I am so happy because I'm just telling you what I'm living, what I've experienced and am experiencing even as I speak. And what I was trying to hold on to and scared to let go of, or the things in my life that he had to wrench out of my hand and burn it up, it didn't feel good. But oh, it feels good now. It feels good, saints. It feels good. Do I have $1 million? No, I don't even want $1 million. Only way I take $1 million if he said, I got a project I want you to do for me. Here's $1 million, go do it. Other than that, for myself, just go buy more junk. I got clothes. I got food. I got a roof over my head. I got heaven on my mind, not this place. And so should you. All right, let's move on. It says, this trial, people don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk some more about these trials. He says in Matthew 21, I read that, sometimes our faith does not materialize because of an unrepented sin. So now I'm getting into some of the things that can hinder your blessing that you haven't taken care of. And one of them is sin. You see, sin in a person's life, and I mean going against y'all's commandments. I'm not talking about sin, but somebody else might think you sinned. Okay? That's not the sin. All right? You had a glass of wine with your dinner. I'm not pushing wine, but I like to use it because people like to argue over it all the time. Oh, I saw sister with a glass of wine. She didn't sin. No, don't let people set up sin for you. Now, if you're drunk, yeah, you sinned. Don't you let people put a sin on you that's not even a sin to Yah. Because that's why they always say, oh, you can't be perfect. No, in your eyes, I can't be. Because you're looking for every little flip and flaw I got. But in Yahusha, I'm perfect. I'll make no bones about it. I'm perfect. I don't care if you like to hear it or not. I'm perfect. Because my perfectness is held in Yahuwah. He ain't let nobody take it. That's that. All right. The precious blood bought it for me. It's not in layaway. I love it. All right, let's go on. So let's look at something again that hinders us from a blessing, period. It stops it or slows it up from coming. It says in Psalm 84:11, for Yahuwah the Most High Yah is a sun and a shield. Yahuwah the Most High bestows favor and honor. No good thing does he withhold. No good thing does he withhold from those who walk like a tramp, in unbelief, in mistrust of Yah. No, he's not talking about them. No, those who walk uprightly or walk according to the purpose, will, and commandment of the Most High. The ones that are filled with the Ruach HaKodesh and following in his precepts, laws, his commandments, according to his will, let it be done. You know, another thing that hinders us, ignorance, hinders our blessing. And I think sometimes because we just want to settle for anything, but we get a half a blessing. Well, he don't give them out half. You just can't enjoy it fully because you got 1 foot in sin or you got 1 foot in ignorance. And it would be wrong to reward a child for bad behavior because then you will encourage that bad behavior. Our Father loves us more than any natural father or mother could ever love us. And he is not going to bless what is a mess. You need, first of all, I want to move on, get it. I guess I have to go back. I'll try to move on to ignorance. But I guess I'll stay here with this subject, and then we'll start on ignorance on the second part of the program. But it says here that you got to confess your sins, and you got to turn away from them, not just say, I'm sorry. Stop doing them. Because if you're not stopping yourself from doing these things with the power of the Ruach HaKodesh inside you, you can't stop, that's a lie. Then you don't have him. You need to ask to be saved. You need to ask him to fill you. So sin hinders. I'm going to try to get to ignorance now. Ignorance of your blessing can keep blessings from materializing. What do you mean? Let's look at Luke 19:44. And they will not leave one stone upon another in you because you did not know the time of your visitation. You see, here are people that the Pharisees and the leaders of the land, they poisoned the people against Yahusha. They denied him who he said he was, didn't even try to find out who he was. And he said, because you didn't know that this was the time of your visitation, every stone will be thrown down in Jerusalem. The Romans came in 70 AD and burned and pulled down every stone, just like he said. But why? Why did that have to happen? That didn't have to happen. He was rejected by the majority, by the leaders of the day who poisoned people's minds against him. And so they missed, I didn't say it, Yahusha said it. They didn't know the time of their visitation. You see, we can all be so religious and miss the time of our visitation. We can be so religious, so denominational minded, so organizational minded. They will keep you from understanding and seeing his visitation. Because there's a visitation going on by the Holy Ruach HaKodesh right now, saying, wake up, Yehuda. Wake up, Yisrael. For this is a time that the Ruach HaKodesh is moving throughout his people and calling them as virgins to himself. But they were 5 foolish, wasn't there? Along with the 5 wise, they were 5 foolish. And it's happening today. I pray that you got something out of this message and that you'll tune in for part 2 and know that you can recognize your blessing. Until next time, go with Yahusha. He goes with you. Bye-bye.